hunters. If you are struggling defeating volatile kimono and can't even reach deeply volatile kimono, take a deep breath and know that I am the same until I find out this build. This makes me feel a little emotional because after this, I'll have to put down my Wagasa and wait for the next update. Bear with me here. This is gonna be a little long. Why is this build so good? It's put out very high DPS, very consistent, even with deeply volatile kimono. You can beat volatile kimono in just a couple minutes if you are good at parrying or dodging. And I know there could be another build out there that's better, for example, elemental. But this, for me, is ultimate. I can get 633 out of the weapon alone. With 2 amazing slots of main stat, Parasol Dance Fury 20%, so every time your bar goes up a level, you got 20% extra damage. So here's a tip for a better hunt. If you like me and just being average, go and do some food farming. It gives you food, also build up your bar before the hunt. One tricky part, you must be in that region for the game to save your bar of progress. Otherwise, you will have to build it all up again, which is pretty fast, so don't worry, don't stress out. For the last slot, you want to draw a specifically poison wielder. The tricky part of this is you don't know how much damage it does, but trust me, it actually procs every single time that I hit the kimono. It will give you very high hidden value damage. Even at 1%, I have seen it procs in the weapon while landing successful hit many times. And for Last Wagasa, katana, even bow, when you're continuously dealing very fast damage, it's basically a guarantee. This is my ultimate build, and I know you can show me your ultimate build, which as an average Asian, I'm always willing to learn from you guys. So you can comment down below your video link about your ultimate build. I would love to watch it and be amazed. But if somehow you lost, that's my rice cooker by the way. But if you lost in the weapon tree and don't know what to do, then come to me and use this build in this video. The build. For this build, we are focusing on Destruction Art and One Stroke Fury. So let's be quick and use this set. Fujin's Torso Armor for 20% Destruction Art, 5% Hawkeye, equal to 5% extra damage at weak spot. Spring Master, so you can recover stamina while sprinting, a bonus, very nice. Wayward, Bright Gain, Teiko, 17% One Stroke Fury, Say No More. Bright Eye Archer Hakama, 12% Battle Spirit, which higher damage output for Enraged Kimono. Happen at least 50 to 75% of your hunt. So yeah, use that. With this build, they will go into Enrage in just a second or in about a minute. So very high DPS output. Shu is always a hard one, so there are 2 options. Number 1, Fujin Fang Skilled, less stamina for dodging and 5% extra damage at weak spot. You can go with another one that has Resurrection if you want to be on the safe side. Don't stress out if your build is not exactly the same as me. So yeah, no stress out. For the hat, this is a bit tricky. Yes, and there's also 2 options. Garuda hat, 5% solar protection, you will deal 5% more damage when it's morning time. Well, as long as it's not dark in the game. White Fang Mango for 5% extra power after you draw your damage. Faster stamina recover, 5% extra damage when you only have 1 life left, which for deeply volatile kimono, that is a free instant proc for you. What do I prefer? Again, it's your game, your rule, but I would go with Garuda hat most of the time, and why? After you ignore the roar, you can run and set up a trap. Get that instant damage in. Your first and your second trap lasts really long, and then you can pair it with a harpoon and another trap that will easily put the kimono in topple or enrage. You'll want to limit break all of them to max out your defense. We'll talk about this in a bit, and make sure you go all the way to the kimono path, the weapon tree. This weapon tree is decently expensive, so make sure you have enough gold. You can farm gold here since they add in new quests for you to do so. You can get around 30 to 50k gold in just an hour or even less. For the weapon tree, start with the right and go down to get that Destruction Art 15% and follow this path so you can grab another one over here. If you don't feel like having 2 Destruction Art, we can talk about it later. Now go straight down and grab that Desperation and continue to follow the weapon tree so you can get One Stroke Fury 18% and you will reach the ultimate weapon. I want to talk about desperation. Desperation basically lower your defense by 50% and also give you that lower that it just took out to give it to your damage. For example, if you have 100 defense, it will take out 15 and it will give you 15. So basically you want to have your defense the highest as possible to get the max potential out of your desperation. So keep that in mind, go limit break of your armor. There's two alternative paths for this weapon tree. If you don't want to have two destruction art, you can always go and grab Peribus Fury at the Celestial Dragon. The first destruction art, go down, grab the desperation, go to the Celestial Dragon, and then follow the same path. The other path is a little bit more expensive and complicated. You have to start at the left to get that Parasol Dance Fury 8% and make your way to the exact same way to the first destruction art, and you go down and then start reaching for the rest of the stat and the ultimate weapon. What's next after that? You will want to limit break your weapon to max so that it will reach to the end game raw damage. For talisman, maximum one stroke fury, say no more. For me, this build is ultimate. So for the food, it's also a little unique. No attack boost food. Yes, surprisingly, the best DPS food is actually not the attack boost, but it's the critical food. I know, it's not a critical build, but the food works insanely well. Since I have 90% of destruction art, 65% of one stroke fury, if that damage to crit, it's just huge. Well, at least that was C-said. So yeah, the food works like a charm. Now, the showcase. With this build, I managed to beat all of the rest of my deeply volatile kimono in the game, which I thought I wouldn't be able to do it. It's just like an impossible task. But with this build, I did it. So here, let me show it to you. I'll cut this to make it faster, but yeah, enjoy.
Electric Boogaloo. You see the truth behind the veil.
Playing this build broke my heart for some reason. It makes me feel empty. Will this be the end of my Last Wagasa journey? I'm sure it's not. There will be an elemental build somewhere or another build that I will find and it would just be as good or enjoyable. But for now, let the Last Wagasa rest so that it will rise once again. Let's hope that they will continue this beautiful, gorgeous game that did not get enough attention. I will catch you in your hunt. And as always, stay awesome, hunters. Bye bye!